This is definitely a good news day. Thank you all for being here today, and you're going to be able to deliver some really good news to your people today, to our people today. The devastation wrought by what many are calling the worst natural disaster in Nebraska's history created an infrastructure repair challenge for Lincoln, the likes of which we have not seen before. Thanks to the heroic efforts of Lincoln Transportation and Utilities District, and our folks truly were heroic, the Omaha Public Power District, the Nebraska Emergency Management Agency, including partners like the Lincoln Police Department, Fire and Rescue Department, our Health Department, and including, perhaps most of all, the sacrifices of Lincoln residents and businesses to conserve water. Because of all of these efforts, we have clearly risen to the challenge here. Today, I am so happy to announce that Lincoln is ending the Level 2 mandatory restrictions and implementing completely voluntary restrictions. We were informed this afternoon that additional water wells in the city's north well fields along the Platte have begun production. The city's production capacity has risen from 32 million gallons per day to around 40 million gallons per day. In addition, we are close to restoring power to a large horizontal water well along the east bank, known as 14-2. It appears that the well will be operational in the next couple of days. That would add another 20 to 25 million of capacity. These successes have given us the confidence to move from Level 2 mandatory restrictions to voluntary restrictions. We are still requesting that all homes and businesses reduce their water consumption by 25% below their normal levels, and we must continue to conserve. Nothing is absolutely certain. Car washes will be allowed to open tomorrow at 8 a.m. and will be asked to observe the 25% voluntary reduction. I do need to emphasize that challenges remain. Repairing our infrastructure may take some time. We need to remain good stewards of our water in the meantime. Please don't water your lawn unless absolutely necessary. Residents should maintain some of the new conservation habits they developed during this crisis to save water. Restaurants hopefully will consider only providing water upon request. Don't lose that conservation spirit is our message. It may be necessary again if the summer turns dry. The last week has taught us how precious our water is. For myself, I truly will never forget sitting in the mayor's office with our team late Sunday afternoon facing the possibility that we would only have enough water for 1 or 2 days. That powerful memory will stay with me for a very long time. Water, I've known for a long time, we can never take for granted. But that lesson was taught to me one more time emphatically. So let's stay attuned to the forces around us. Our community learned a lot about itself, I think, in the face of this adversity. What we learned is that the courage and the attention and the fortitude of the people is very great here in this city. We are resolute about these sorts of challenges, and we are unbowed. I'm very impressed with the way people have reacted to the challenge. We pulled together like never before. I think I can honestly say in the 12 years I've been mayor, I've never been more proud of this city. So now I'd like Mickey, our Director of Transportation and Utilities, to give more detail on the events of the last 24 hours. And these are the key people on our emergency management team. Very proud to have them with us today. Why don't you all just identify yourself one more time? We've done this before.
Scott Holmes, I represent the Health Department.
Michael Despain, Lincoln Fire and Rescue.
Jeff Wymeister of Lincoln Police.
Donna Garden, Assistant Director of Utilities.
And Nikki Esposito, Director of Transportation and Utilities.
Thank you all. Nikki?
Oh, real quick, I'm just gonna, as Mayor said, we received some great news today, this afternoon, and our confidence level and production capability has significantly increased. We brought back some of the north wells online. We achieved redundancy in production, so we're really feeling confident at this time. In addition, floodwater in the well fields have receded, so we can actually get our eyes and our team out there to better assess and access that infrastructure. Like wells, we can see the wells, we can see valves, we can see transmission mains, we can see electrical lines and access them. The other thing is we're getting a lot of progress toward reaching that horizontal well on the east bank. So by the end of the day, we'll have an access road totally re-rocked, and tomorrow we can focus our efforts on actually setting an electrical pole to restore power to that well. So we're really excited about the progress that Lincoln Water System, together with OPPD, is making. So with that, I just want to again thank Donna Garden and her Lincoln Water System folks, including Steve Owen. They have done heroic work. Our Unified Command partners, LPD Fire and Health, as well as state resources that we've relied on to get us through this, NEMA, Nebraska Emergency Management, and the Nebraska National Guard. And Mayor, you want to jump back up here for questions?
Yeah. I want you by my side for questions. Are there questions? Excuse me.
I just wanted to ask, we're going to see some pictures of the rocking of the road. Okay, and is that the road that leads to the 14 feet of horizontal well?
Yes.
And is that what the sandbagging was also related to this morning, or was that a different issue?
Totally different, two different issues. We had two operations going on. We were trying to get quick access where water was coming in over the road. We were trying to stop that breach from, that's what the sandbagging effort was all about, to stop that breach so that we wouldn't have water coming over the road. But we abandoned that and focused our efforts on re-rocking. Re-rocking was actually proving to be more successful. What do you mean? There's a levee breach. There's a levee breach in Lenoma, but the road itself is where the re-rocking activity was happening.
And the sandbagging was on that same.
Oh, that's something you can answer, yeah.
And you're asking about, the sandbagging was on the levee, but that was associated with the water coming from that levee breach was going over that road area.
Okay.
But we've been able to rock through that area now that we've got that reduced
But
somewhat.
both were trying to do something with the road that leads to the horizontal.
Both efforts were in an effort to get that road completely open, correct?
And then I was wondering right now, how many wells are there and how many are currently working or in operation?
I can't really give you an answer to that in terms of the north and south well field. All I can say is we do have some damaged wells in the north well field. Those are separated from the system completely. I don't have a number, an account on them, and we really, actually, how we run the system is how much capacity we have there, as Mickey stated before.
Okay, and do we know how much that could potentially cost to fix some of these well fields?
And I think I'm supposed to repeat the question, and I apologize, I didn't do that. But you're asking how much it will cost to repair this. We're trying to prepare a really, really rough estimate for this week sometime to give to the Nebraska so we can know what kind of add it to the total of the Nebraska losses. We're hoping to have that by Friday.
Okay, and then just, since you're just still working on that number, how much does it kind of cost per one or to build or to fix per well?
The question is, how much does it cost to fix or repair or replace a well, I guess would be the answer. These are fairly deep wells. They're 85 feet deep, so I really can't answer that right now. I think probably the estimates we had were probably when they were built many years ago, so we'll just have to kind of wait until we get those numbers put together for Friday.
And I have a question about the island. Is it sunk?
You have a question about the island, is it sunk?
I mean, there's
Mm.
three horizontal wells on the
Yeah.
island, right?
Yes.
And they aren't functioning right now.
They are not functioning, but the island is not sunk.
I mean,
So-
is it still submerged or-
No, it's accessible. We've been on the island and been able to access those wells. We inspected, I think, all three of them, actually. We actually did all of our electrical work to make the electrical connection work properly when we got the pole back up on the island, I believe yesterday. So that work is already done and prepared for.
Okay, but you're not using them. They're not functioning.
They don't have electricity right now. It takes this connection in order to bring all of the wells back. Although the lead one, we're going to have to get a transformer for, because that did, in the flood. We don't have.
My question really is, will they probably be operational by the summer?
We certainly hope so. Maybe not 90-1, which was the first one at the tip of the island on the north side, but the other three should be. We're going to be checking that out this week to see what we've got.
Okay, you look like you have one more
I
question.
just had one more question.
All
If
right.
I could just have you guys repeat the number of gallons we're back up to.
Oh, Mayor, you've got it. Yeah.
I've got it.
You've got it. You've got that one. It's good news.
We're up from 32 to 40 million gallons per day, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I do have another question. When I was talking to some folks yesterday, there was this issue about the peak hours, and, you know, that you have some hours where there's a lot of water use, like early morning before you go to school or work. When you have the voluntary regulations, would it be useful if people remembered the peak hours and did some of their showering or laundry or whatever at other times?
I guess I'll jump in on that. I suppose that would help. Oh, the question is, would it help to give people an idea of the peak usage hours? And if we educate them on those hours, maybe they would do showers or laundry or other things during that time. And certainly that can be incorporated into our educational efforts. And Holly Salmi's right here, so she took note of that, and I think that's actually a great idea.
No, I just meant we're going to have voluntary rules over the next couple of days.
Mhm.
Would it be useful for people to know that? Apparently not. So,
To know,
to know whether
to know what time the
would be a
peaks are.
nice thing if you took your shower at midnight rather than 7:30.
Yeah,
If not, you know. just
I think it's
forget the
helpful.
question.
Yeah, no, I think it's helpful, certainly, to let them know that.
Sure.
Okay, well, thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for all the work.